I don't do this very often, but I want to tell you guys a very personal story that I witnessed in my hometown once because I learned something that I will never forget that day, and I just want to share it with y'all because maybe it'll help. So about 5 years ago, I go to the Dollar General in my hometown to get a couple things that I needed. I go in, I get my shit, and then I get in line to pay for it, right? Now, standing in that line was me, an older gentleman, and a young woman that was checking out. Now, this young woman was visibly looking pretty rough, right? She was shaking. I mean, her clothes didn't look the best. You get it. She was looking like she was having a rough day, to say the least. The item she was trying to buy was not a whole lot. It was like some canned food, some packaged food, some TV dinners, not a whole lot of shit, right? Like this stuff could fit into a very small basket. And it got time for her to pay. The cashier tells her her total and she pulls out a card to pay for it and it doesn't work. When the older gentleman in line in front of me catches wind of what's going on up there at the cashier, he lets out a big ass sigh and says something like, "Oh Lord," under his breath. And like I said, this lady is not looking visibly all that good, right? And you can even start to hear her sniffle a couple times, but then she says, "Hold on, I think I have some cash." So she pulls out some cash and then realizes like that's not going to be enough either. So she says, "Hold on, I have a lot of change." And she starts pulling coins out of her purse and putting them on the counter trying to get to the total. And at this point, it's been a while now. Like she's been at the register for a good 5 to 10 minutes, right? And when the older gentleman sees her pull out coins from her purse, he has had enough. And he lets out the loudest yell that I have ever heard come from an elderly gentleman in a public space. "Get a damn job," he said. And so upon being startled by this man saying that, this woman is visibly just bawling her eyes out at this point. So I looked at him and I said, "Sir, there is absolutely no reason for you to be that disrespectful. Just calm down." And he looked at me square in the eyes and said, "Young man, I've been waiting on these people my whole damn life. Don't tell me what to do." I said, "Sir, I ain't trying to tell you what to do. I'm just saying she is visibly not having a very good day, and there is no reason for you to add to it." And he just shrugged me off. She ended up taking a couple items out, paying for her stuff, and then she left. So he goes to check out next, and the girl at the register says, "Sorry about that wait, sir. Her EBT card wouldn't work." And he looks back at her and says, "Imagine that. She must have already spent my tax dollars on cigarettes and drugs." I just shook my head. I waited my turn. I paid for my stuff, and then I left. And when I was leaving, I saw this woman walking out of the parking lot, and she was still very visibly upset. I mean, just bawling her eyes out. I could have easily walked over there and asked if she was okay, or asked if she needed a ride somewhere, or at least apologized for the absolutely humiliating encounter that she just had. And I didn't say a fucking word. When I got home, I thought to myself, I don't know this woman's story. What if she had just left an abusive relationship? What if she was just trying to buy some food for her kids? What if she herself hadn't eaten for like 2 days? I mean, this woman just walked from God knows where and spent what was probably her very last dime at a Dollar General on some canned and packaged food. And it would have cost me absolutely fucking nothing to have some compassion and just a fucking heart to at the very least ask if she was okay. And I couldn't be bothered to fucking do that. And I tell you that story to tell you this main point. That was the day that I stopped giving a fuck if my tax dollars went to poor people. Because while there may be a few people here and there who are trying to game the system or cheat the system or whatever the fuck you want to say, the vast majority of people who are on these social programs are just trying to fucking eat. I regret every single day that I didn't stop to check on that woman. And I don't know who she is, but she changed my life forever that day, because I will never stay silent again.